Well, it's Friday night, we're back. The Lion's Den, General Hand Grenade, Mad Dan.
Coastal Defense Ship.
And what'd you say your name was? Panzerkin.
Pansy.
So, Pansy's turn. He's taking the Germans' turn. And he's got a real hard on for Yugoslavia. If you want to know how we got here, then go back to the previous video. And he's going to go. Go for Scotland.
So I get first strike.
And I think this plane here is going for the factory down there.
So I'll roll my first strike.
And he's going to turn
Miss.
Bulgaria on his side.
Miss.
He's paused over here.
Missed.
Do I get first strike again, or is it always
I think it's closed.
And he's going to go down
But I
there.
did get a hit on it. So.
I got a miss.
And I think that's it. That's all he's. Oh! The convoy. He's going to convoy somebody.
Yeah, good convoy. The Americans too.
How about that?
Okay.
So anyway, let's take a look over here.
Let's just.
So the Russians, this is the most interesting thing over here. Not because I'm playing them, but because Russia is the only country not in the war yet. And they're at 31 here. Plus they get an extra 4, but you can't count that. They're at 31 and they need to get to 46 before they're at their full wartime economy. Now, they can declare war now. That's not a problem, but the problem is that if they declare war before they get to 46, then they still got to do their recruitment or their sleeping bear rolls to get up there. Whereas if they wait for somebody to declare war on them, then it takes them all the way up to 46. So so you got to watch, right? And you know, like if you get to say 44, it might be worth your while to attack Germany, right? Just depends on how things are looking, right? So anyway, that's about the most interesting thing that's going to happen over the next few turns, probably over the course of this video. I'll let you take a look in case you weren't watching the last one. That's what the Russians have for technology. The Americans have just been unbelievable on the technology chart. I don't know what Dan ate for breakfast, but... And then their incomes. This France is not here anymore. That's their incomes there for everybody. And the bad guys. Dun, 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 dun. They're doing pretty good. Germany's got 2 jet fighters and improved factories. And Germany's got the most money for sure. Japan, and a second. Wait till we get to this. Woohoo! I drilled you. Luckily, I thought it was a drink. So, let's go look at Japan. Let's go see how bad Japan sucks. They were going to go after Sydney. I don't know why. It's not the capital of Australia. It is in this game, but... Anyway, so they were going to go for Sydney. And they take 2 turns at it. Just like they took 2 turns to pancake the Dutch. Honestly. It's like he got them from all that I Am Sam movie. Did you kill Yugoslavia yet?
No, we're doing that right now.
Oh, you just go on the battle board, okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he thought he had lots of time, right? Because the Americans were nowhere near the war. But because he attacked Australia, that gave the Americans 5 dice, and they happened to roll, among other things, 2 11s, right? And so their income just shot right up. And so then Japan took a turn, and then on America's next turn, they reached wartime income. So then the Americans declared war on the Japanese, and the Japanese, their income is very low for the Americans getting in the war. They didn't do the surprise strike, which is a devastating move if you can do it. You know, like it's a way to kill the American Navy and put them right behind the 8 ball. Not done. Anyway, so the Japanese are kind of hurting. But that doesn't mean that you can't turn it around. I mean, you look, they got tons of units here, right? I mean, if he plays well, then, you know, he says his prayers and eats his vitamins. Like a good little Hulkamaniac. The FEC, now they're the sneaky little buggers. Aren't they, Dan?
They try to be.
Yeah. I brought some gherkins over. So he's got some new gherkins. Anyway. They've got some options. I'm not going to say them out loud. We only say the active options out loud.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it goes. Poor old Axis.
Well, he's kind of on my side. until I decide to screw them.
Exactly. When I do, I want to see that because I want to have a nice big drink.
You want to see him chase me around the yard, eh?
Okay, we're ready to go there, Dan.
I don't know, he looks a lot faster than me. Should have seen me run 20 years
Of course, we
ago.
don't have a hit on that. And
Italy's doing awesome though.
we have a hit.
They were doing even better,
Two
but
hits.
then they stuck their neck out there again, not thinking that the
This is
Americans were
fully
going to
cocked
get into
and
the
probably
war
should-
as
Yeah,
quick as
they
they
rolled
did.
it all.
They rolled an 11 on the last turn, like
It's a miss, of course it is.
they need 11 to get to
This
63
one
and they
is
rolled
a
11.
hit.
So all of a sudden, bang, they were at
Down
war.
here we got grades.
And Italian's navy was
None of
stuck
us.
out, and the
None.
Japanese were floundering. And
3, looks like.
but
Do you get 3?
No,
we'll see
I
what
got 2.
happens.
Yeah, I got 2 and I got 3.
Like the Russians haven't even got into this war yet.
Blacks are off.
That's going to change the dynamic because the Russians also have Turkey, and it's kind of a shame, but they managed to get Turkey on 4 consecutive recruitment rolls at the beginning of the game. Like right at the very beginning, they rolled for them, and I rolled 4 times in a row. Got it.
How many hits do I need? I probably got
The good thing is that you get Turkey, but the bad thing is if I missed a couple and everybody else missed a couple, and then I eventually got it, then there would have been a couple of planes on there and a couple more dudes or 3 or 4 more dudes. Maybe some more artillery or something. I can't remember. I know there's a couple of planes anyway. Like you get lots of stuff in Turkey if you can hold off long enough, right? But it was just I was too lucky in my rolls. Anyway, so you took the Yugoslavia?
Yes.
How much did you take off them?
4 units.
4?
4 infantry class units, yeah, more or less.
Well,
So just 4 infantry?
2 infantry and
Infantry
2
class
mechanized.
units, yeah.
2 mechanized.
Well, motorized
Motorized.
and cavalry, yeah. So 4
Motorized and cavalry.
infantry, basically, yeah.
So you didn't get into his mix then?
Not yet. The Romanians were cannon fodder.
Huh. How about that? I was hoping you would have put up a little bit bigger of a speed bump than that.
It's pretty good, you know.
Actually, I thought it was pretty good. He killed 4 units out of 5. That's actually pretty damn good.
I know. I'm
Excuse
just
me.
hassling. But let's see how you can defend in Malta there.
Yes. Let's see how that ends up.
Yeah, he's got lots of heavy equipment there, but he doesn't have a lot of
Cannon fodder.
dudes and artillery. But looks like he's buying a shit ton of it on this turn.
A little bit more. Step by step. Okay, yeah, let's do Malta since we're
Okay.
talking about it.
Landing shop?
Yeah, so we'll do the Graf Spee.
That's a battle cruiser.
That's
right?
a 3.
Battle cruiser 3 or less. And I got it.
Wow.
Beauty. Okay, well that's done.
That militia is dead.
And that's one of the last remnants of the
But
British
those guys
Empire.
are sad that they signed up to be the militia.
Now this guy had lots of space because he came from Africa, so he
It
was
sounded like the
1-2.
summer, you know. And they were going to go get a tan, and next thing you knew, the Germans showed up.
Let's go. No, you can't because there's no race 3. Well, I could go to Italy, but you can't use the other people's air bases, can you, in this game? I don't think so. We were talking about that.
Unlike the fleet carriers, they have no double hulls or anti-torpedo pursuit. As a result, because their official designation was
Okay.
CBE,
This guy is on that side. As far as attacks
So now you
wise,
got yourself a major dockyard.
convoy. Do you want to do the convoys?
Just what you needed in Malta.
Let's
Oh, your convoy?
this one here, the British convoy.
Okay.
would be Casablanca.
Which one, the one up top there?
One.
Ooh, that's what I'd like to see. $1.
Is there any modifier?
That
Yeah.
one should be plus.
Plus 2, so you
yeah.
can take $1 from me.
Yeah, gotcha. Well, it's
Get rid of
better than nothing.
And
the
then you get
States,
another one?
Yep.
Always going after the American one.
Yeah. Which is what, 3? 3, yeah.
Yep.
American
3, 4,
Another $1.
whatever.
1 out of 79.
So we got $1 off of the Americans and $1 off of the British.
Hey, it's something. It's my
I
first
know.
ones.
Yeah, I can't believe you weren't doing it all game.
Hey,
I should have.
my first game in a long time. Bear with me.
There's no British Navy on
we
the
missed this
western
battle.
half of the board.
We
Well,
had
no, they're just.
Oh, there's that little part, yeah, but
No, they're.
torpedo boat destroyer.
that's not enough to
Torpedo
stop.
boat destroyer.
like,
2 subs and cruiser.
His instructors were also
You mean this Navy? My Navy's there.
Yeah, I see your Navy there. It's huge, man. It's huge. He's talking about that one up there.
Yeah,
That's the
Sorry, I'm
entire
just
Royal
thinking,
Navy.
that's okay. Just this battle too, still here.
Which one? Which battle?
The Yugoslavian torpedo destroyer and.
Oh.
Do I get a hit?
Say no.
I think I should do. Yes, I do. I did get a hit. Yeah. That's all I need.
You need a 2.
No.
Yep. Done.
You could have done better than that. Good try though.
Yeah.
As long as you had fun, Dan. That's all that matters.
And I'll activate Bulgaria here.
So, the Germans are having a good time.
Not for long, I'm sure.
And it's the Russians' turn, and they're gonna do absolutely nothing. Like they haven't. At least they get more money this time. Usually, the most I collected so far is 13. This time I got 35. I feel like rolling in it.
If you roll well, that means you can declare war next turn, right?
Well, no, because I'm at 31. I gotta get to 46.
One more step. Yeah.
So there's no way.
Oh, how much were you collecting for down here?
3.
Oh, okay. I think your thing's at 2 is all.
Because yeah, no, it's at 4, I think, because I've also got this one down here. Right? It's at 4.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, non-combat movements.
Well, you used everybody already. Shouldn't be too much of
Well, I
that.
got a few infantry if I want to rail them or move them, but I think everything else is. Just got to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah, I think you should put all these guys somewhere where I can hit them.
Really?
No. So Russia
Yeah,
has
this guy.
$35. But before they do anything, they have got to do some rolling. So first we go for our sleeping bear roll. 4. That sucks balls. So I'm only up to 35. I'm still 11 away. That doesn't mean I can't declare war though. But I was hoping for more than that. Okay, so technology now. I'm going to go for advanced artillery because I want to start buying some of those Katyushas. 8. That should get me there, right? Oh yeah. I needed 7. What else do I got? So let's try long-range aircraft. Need a 7. Missed it. I'll go for advanced mechanized. 12. I got that one. So that's my rolling. This is my navy, joint navy between Turkey and Russia.
Shouldn't be placing this. I'll still do my own combat
So,
stuff.
advanced mechanized goes up one.
Ah, what do I do?
And I can buy Katyushas. That's good. Are you stacking up on me?
No, I would never do that. I like you. Bring this guy here. 2 more rails.
The main battery was 9 18-inch weapons and 3 triple turrets. Each turret weighed 2,500 tons, and the guns could fire an armor-piercing
I can't find your Katyushas.
nearly 1.5 tons.
So can you use your allies'
Right here.
facilities or not?
The ship's armor protection matched their firepower. Boat armor was up to 16 inches thick, and was still being shelled.
You only got a couple of them?
I might have 2 or 3. I'm not sure how many I have.
Don't worry, I got 11.
So can you only use your allies and facilities? I mean, can you or can you not?
I think you can when you're going for like Lend-Lease and when you're.
For scrambling and air bases and stuff?
Did that law or did that rule change or is that a?
I bet in the rules it says if you're at the air base, so.
Because they might have made it a.
The gigantic Yamato Musashi will sail at the heart of the Japanese battle line.
An optional rule this time.
The most numerous of all Japanese aircraft, the Mitsubishi A6M-0 fighter, was the mainstay of the Navy's land and carrier-based fighter squadrons. The Zero was a fast and highly maneuverable aircraft, which in the first years of the war had no equal.
Yeah, you can use it if it is yours or if you are aligned to the nation that possesses it.
Had been achieved by keeping weight to a minimum, and that meant no armored plate, self-sealing fuel tanks, or armored windscreen. By 1943, the Zero had been outclassed by the new generation of American fighters in speed, firepower, and protection. Although the Zero was a fighter, some Japanese commanders realized that it would just be capable of carrying a 550-pound bomb. Flown by a courageous and determined pilot, willing to ram an enemy warship, the bomb-armed Zero could become the most formidable weapon ever directed at an American fleet.
Alrighty. So this is what I bought. I bought a Katusha, a couple of artillery. I've hardly got to buy anything in this game because my income has been low the whole time, and so this is the most by far that I've been able to buy. And I'm actually going to do an attack move this time for 2 of them. Let's set this down. So let's go this way. Let's go this way.
The Mitsubishi Ki-21 bomber
No, this way.
first entered service with Japanese Army aviation
There we
in
go.
1928.
And this guy in here.
The aircraft had
Okay.
spearheaded the bombing offensive in China and Southeast Asia, and at the time was as good as any twin-engine bomber in the world.
And I believe that's all I can do. So, who wants to roll for the Mongolians?
In 1944, the Ki-21 Sally was
I'm going to go for this one first.
suffering heavy losses of
Against the horse.
fighters. The aircraft remained in first line.
So that's full, because the roundel here is in the mountains, this is full mountain territory. Whereas this one here is only mountain border because the roundel is not in the mountains, but I have to go through mountains to get to it. So mountain territory, this is mountain border territory. So let's go after the mountain territory first. I have 1 at 1 and 1 at 5, I guess. 1 at 1, 1 at 5, misses.
September 1944, the Japanese Imperial Navy had lost more than 5,000.
Are you rolling?
Okay, so we're
1 at 2.
1
1 at 2, yeah, he's a horse.
Cocked. Do you want to roll again, or how are we doing?
Oh yeah, that's right in the middle.
And the carrier pilots
1 hit.
Holy crap, I forgot he was a Mongolian horseman. Okay, so I lose the thing. Now I'm just going after it with medium tank. That's a 5. Ah, gotcha.
And what am I rolling again?
2.
2 left. Miss.
3. Thank goodness. So I took that, and let's do the other one. I've got a light tank and a dude, so that's a 1 and a 3.
2 less.
So 1 at 3. Gotcha.
Miss.
There we go. That's what we needed.
Does the rest of the Mongolian territory go Japanese or Chinese or?
Japanese.
No, it doesn't. You know why? Because I'm not at war with them.
Ah,
I got a bunch of
not that I'm
messages
controlling
from.
much, but
Yeah. You get a recruitment roll.
Oh, I guess true. Yeah, I guess.
The pilot problem was much worse.
So that's off, and these guys are off. Here you go.
Normally, 400 hours in the air was
Well, Mongolian.
training being close to master
Two up.
operations. And pilots now came out of the schools with only two.
not that one. This one. Go up to 6.
While both army and
Okay, and that's that.
trained the pilots
Then non-combat moves.
defeating the next American
Do
invasion.
do 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 do.
The Japanese fleet
We're gonna go.
embarked on an arduous training.
This guy's gonna go down here. This guy's gonna go right here.
Particular attention was paid to anti-aircraft gunnery and night fighting tactics. The Japanese Navy was
This guy's gonna go here.
night battles, and it was hoped that by the most careful preparation, even an enemy as powerful as the Americans could be outfought and humiliated.
Hmm.
On September the 15th, 1944, General MacArthur's forces landed unopposed on Morotai in the Moluccas, one of the islands that was used as a staging post in advance of the Philippines operation.
And
On the same day,
this is coming over here.
on Peleliu, in the Palau Islands, intended as another staging post on the way to Leyte.
And then
The landing forces, the 1st Marine and 81st Infantry Divisions, had been led to expect little opposition from the Palau Islands. Instead, they faced 30,000
you know what I wanted to put instead. I'm gonna put this guy up here too.
defensive strategy.
Yeah.
On Peleliu,
So this one,
Japanese had transformed hundreds of caves into fortresses.
the Katusha. Let's put that in Moscow.
Blast the enemy out of each stronghold in turn.
We'll put the tank back there too.
In the end, the conquest of the palace
So-
would take more than 2 months, and the
Put
island
another-
played a significant part in the Leyte operation.
Let's move one of these guys over there. There we go.
Even as the fighting in the Palaus was still going on, the Leyte invasion force was already setting
That
sail.
one. And put this guy over here in Novosibirsk.
On October the 14th,
So
two transports and warships of 7th Fleet left their anchorages in New Guinea.
this guy is.
bound for Leyte Gulf.
Oh, I can't move that guy on because he moved already.
Away.
No problem. And then I am lend leasing
Landings were to take place
this thing
in 6 days' time.
To the turkeys.
to the turkeys. Oh, but I haven't moved for the Turks yet. Okay, let's just move this over here. So I'm gonna come down here with this guy, and over here. And can you give me another Turk? Actually, no, never mind. Let's go like this. Moving this one down.
On the Palau Islands and Morotai in September 1944, were
Bring this
sure
one in.
signs to the Japanese that an invasion of the Philippines could not be far away.
So the Turks are done.
On October the 4th, radio monitoring detected the aircraft
And
carriers of the American
that's
Third
it.
Fleet assembly.
Now I have
At the
my
same time, in Moscow,
roll.
the Japanese learned
2d6.
the motions of an American plan
So I my income is up to,
as part
what is
of
it,
the
35?
Philippines campaign.
Something sucks. Yeah, 35.
The Russians
Plus I get an extra 6 for the territories that I own, so that's 41. Plus 6. Alrighty then. 47.
Not quite wartime income. Not almost there.
47. Okay. Oh, you're just already over there, aren't you?
Japan is, yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'll do my
Here,
Japanese
take
movements.
this with you, okay? Go hang out with Panzer King for a while. He's gonna babysit you. While I finish my turn out.
All right, let's do some of these foregone conclusions
So
here.
Turkey gets $1.
Mariana Islands.
Russia.
There's many of them.
47.
So Dan, I'm gonna need you to roll.
No.
Freeze.
Okay. Do I have a fighter up there?
No, I just put that there. That's the Russian plane.
Oh, damn.
He's in the Arctic patrolling.
Yeah, he's yours, man.
Sorry, just 1 second.
No worries.
So who you going after? That destroyer?
Well, we'll do New Zealand. This destroyer. Can this maritime air combat plane attack it, or do I still need a destroyer?
Oh, you don't need a
He-
destroyer.
Where did he
Okay.
come from?
Where did he come from, though?
From the land.
Which
But
land?
was there an airbase there?
Yes, there was.
No, I mean, which
What?
land here?
Yeah,
You can't
There's
reach.
no airbase
because
there.
it's too far away.
Yeah.
No, sorry, this land.
Yeah, you can't reach.
Yeah, okay.
With the Maritime Air Patrol.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can't fight that guy.
Okay, that's okay. I'll land him on the carrier then.
Okay.
But if he's from carrier, he can attack that, correct?
If,
Only if he only went one space.
if the carrier
Oh.
was in here and he was on it.
In the near.
Well, no, as long as he only went one space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can a seaplane attack independently a sub, or does it need a destroyer?
No, it can attack as well.
Okay.
It just has 2 spaces.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right, who do you want to do first?
Go. Let's do New Zealand. I got a land shot here, so it's a cruiser 3 or less. So that works out. Oh my god. Jesus. Getting some good rolls. For once, make up for the shit I had later. Okay, so Japan goes down, we're up to, and Australia goes down to. Okay, and then this destroyer, this American destroyer here in this sea zone, right
Yep.
here. I mean, hopefully it's a foregone conclusion. I'll just roll some battleships and see. 2 battleships.
Oh, got a hit.
And got a hit. I'm pretty sure I got a hit. I'll just roll another one. Just roll a battle cruiser. Sorry, cost dice, but I'm pretty sure once again, just to make me feel good. Fighter. Miss. I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure I got some hits.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you do.
Anyways, whatever. You got a hit. So,
Yeah.
what can I take? I guess I could do a damaged battleship because I really don't want to lose anything at this point of the game yet. So I'll give you that.
You survived?
I survived. Hong Kong up here.
I have a dude.
You
Take
have,
the camera with you.
You have one dude. It's kind of hard to see or place him. I guess we can place him here. Hong Kong, and it's pretty simple. We got an infantry, a marine coming in, and a plane assisting in Hong Kong there. And you guys got one infantry.
Is Hong Kong a city or anything special?
I think it's a city. Actually, I can't tell. It's
is-
mountainous
it is
or
a city.
city. It's
Yeah.
one or the other.
It's a city.
Wait, so I'm defending at 5.
And I got a marine and I got infantry. But they attack at 2, correct?
So what do you have there?
Hmm?
What does he have in Hong Kong?
Just one infantry.
Is Hong Kong mountainous?
It is mountainous, I think, too. But I don't think
It
it's
doesn't
double.
matter. The city.
It's just one, I think. One or the other. City, I think, trumps it.
Well,
No.
no, you get -1 if it's mountain.
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was, but it's
I think it is mountain.
hard to see.
Have you ever seen Hong Kong?
It looks like, yeah, it looks like mountain. So these infantry are down 1, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Infantry. Misses. Fighter. Hits.
Miss.
Okay. So Hong Kong is taken.
That was pretty thrilling.
Very thrilling. And it's worth 2.
Hey, you can declare war on the Japanese now. You can go into Hong Kong.
Maybe.
What happens to the warlords then?
Yeah, I think the world would still stay neutral though.
Yeah, until you enter. Well, that's entering China, isn't it?
What, Hong Kong's not China though, it's British though.
Oh, you know what? I'll find out. Okay.
I'm
You'll
pretty
find
sure
out.
you can always declare war
It's deep, so
on
it's
Japan.
deep. Yeah. Actually, don't you start?
Oh,
You start a war with them, don't you?
actually, yeah. Well, that's great. So I can declare war on Japan, but the warlord's still aligned to me if he attacks me back.
That's nice. So, just to clarify, I'm attacking Hawaiian Islands, but I can only do one or the other. I can't destroy his transport. So, it was undefended, landed a troop there, but this destroyer cannot destroy this transport.
No.
He's still stuck in that, so whatever, I'll take, I mean, when you look at the money aspect versus whatever, I'll still take Hawaii.
It's worth two.
I'll take it back, probably.
Yeah, you need to get on your horse, boy.
Don't worry, I'll just build like 10 super subs.
You need more than that. You need transports in the water.
Yeah.
And things to protect them.
Okay, so that's done. That's
Boots on the ground.
Japanese territory now. So realistically, I think that's everything. It's just
So
going to
we're
be
gonna let you go and we'll be back.
combat.
We had our turns already, but Dan didn't have his. So we'll be back later when he does his. Okay, so before I show you what the British are gonna do, I'll just show you right now, the Italians are going right now. And this is you over here?
I haven't set you up. I just set myself up.
Yeah. And so anyway, the Italians are going after the Greeks. They're going after two different territories. One, Thessaly's got a couple of mountain infantry, and the other one, where Athens is, what do I got there?
So
One infantry.
yeah, Athens, you got one infantry.
And they're mountain territories.
Both mountains, yeah.
So, which one are you going for first?
We'll do Athens first. Why not?
So is that Thessaly?
That's the southern one. So you're one infantry.
Oh, the southern one, okay.
One infantry.
Okay. You go down.
Probably, but oh, oops. We got the coast or the cruiser bombardment ship. So let's do that, and that is blue first. 7, miss. Okay, that's done. And misses all around.
And I am going for 4? Yeah. Missed.
Okay, roll her in. And we got it.
Yep. And I missed again.
Okay, sounds good.
Oops. I'm gonna get you with the other guy though.
Okay, so
The
the
other
next
guy's
one
feeling
is
mean.
in. We got 2 Marines and 2 fighters coming in against your 2 mountains. 1 hit, looks like.
Okay, let's go. 2 5s. I got 1 5. So 1 hit.
Okay. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. That's not right. And another hit.
Moan. Oh yeah, I got ya.
Okay, sounds good.
So 2 hits, that's not so bad.
So, doesn't take Thessaly, but kills the mountain infantry. The planes will fly off to Yugoslavia.
Oh, because I got 2 hits and you only had 2.
You got 2 hits, yeah.
2
Even though they were very cocked.
So
But it's a gentleman's game, so we will play that.
they're cocked, like you could see 99% of
Did you
the
get
one.
any hits in Athens? Sorry?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so
I
that's good. So
died.
he's done.
I died nicely for you
You
there.
did very nicely.
So I gotta switch these guys for British here. And a British militia, I guess.
So Athens is now occupied by the Italians.
British militia. And a couple of.
And Thessaly still stays. Well, I guess Thessaly becomes British now, eh? I got the British tokens here. I got them? Okay, perfect. And
Isn't there? Shouldn't there be another?
Crete becomes British. 4 territories.
Okay, so that guy's there. There we go.
Yep.
Did you have something else you were doing with the Italians?
No, I was looking at other stuff, but that's pretty much it.
Jantar.
Now it's just non-combats, place units. But Italy did get wartime economy, so they're going to roll that.
Oh, they need a cruiser.
I'll get you British cruiser.
Yeah, that British cruiser there, because he didn't attack the cruiser, that's going to cost Italy
$2.
$2 because that is one of their bonuses. Clear the med, and the med isn't clear with the. Yeah. Put him on his side. The big meanie.
He won't be sunk next turn, guaranteed. Okay, so wartime economy for Italy. Oh, look at that, $11.
Holy crap, $11.
That was a big one.
Wow.
Well, nothing except for the $2.
There you go. He's got wartime economy now, so he's rolling that. Anyway, so let's go around the board here. The British and the French have done nothing down here. I don't know about that. I'm berating him, and he doesn't care. He knows what he's doing. So this, the Navy here, has moved into the bay here in Calcutta, and you see he's got 3 fighters here. There's an air base on Ceylon where those fighters are. So they're covering that Navy as well. Because he can't build any Navy on that side of the board with the British, right? Like he could with Anzac, but he can't with the British. And so that's one way that he can keep up with a bigger Japanese Navy is by keeping his Navy under shelter under the air base there. And these guys haven't really crossed, like this didn't change hands, they just built up a little bit down here. Everybody put something in there, so the Middle East just got more populated, it didn't change at all. Here, this is, see, that's where that thing should be right there, is that fleet. Okay, so one thing that we didn't show you there was that the Japanese had also taken the Philippines. We did that as soon as we turned the camera off because you noticed it then. There was only one guy on there though. It was going to be easy to take it, right? He was getting the fleeing destroyer that was here, and there's the transport that fled from the Philippines over there. Anyway, that's the only thing that changed over here was that. But most of his guys were in combat moves, so they couldn't non-combat move. It looks like it could be a fierce ground battle in Asia now. Like I could see that touching off pretty quick here. He's got nationalists that are touching the border down there where the Japanese are, and they're at war. And then you've got the FEC who are also at war with the Japanese. And then on the north over there, you've got the Russians who are moving in, and there's not many Japanese up there, so that's kind of inviting the Russians in to come and get some of that money. And it actually wouldn't be theirs. What they would be doing up in Manchuria there, let's just go over there. If they were to take those, what they would be doing is giving them to the CCP. And that's why the CCP never surrenders. That's why I've still got their money here. Because if the Russians came in and took a territory somewhere in China, then it goes to the CCP. So like if I could come in here and swoop in here and get, say, 4 territories at once, then all of a sudden CCP has 4 territories. They're doing a recruitment roll at 4 or less. And all of a sudden they're building up again, right? So we'll see. Like it could be interesting what happens in Asia moving forward here. Nothing has happened so far, like nothing much, I mean, but now it could get interesting. Like it could start swapping places, swapping hands. The Russian Navy that you see right here with the 2 guys that are on the transport, that's right here. So it's in there, and they're allowed to get out of there because they own Turkey. So those boats can move in and out of the Bosphorus Straits there, whereas nothing can move into it unless the Turks were to give them permission. But actually, no, I don't even think that's the rule. I think the rule is if you're at war with a major power, then you don't get through there unless you're.
But this German torpedo boat destroyer, can it go through the Dardanelles?
No, it can't.
No, it can't, because the Turks
He's
control
stuck there.
Because you don't want him to go.
Well, he's at war with a major power. If he was at peace, he would be allowed to go through there.
Oh, I see. Because he's at war with a major
That's why
power.
the Russians can get out of there usually before they go to war.
But
right?
the Turks don't.
But once they go to war, then the Russians are usually stuck here. But for the first time in our games, Turkey is owned by the Russians. So this could be interesting in how that plays out there. You see how the Eastern Front is shaping up over here. You supposed to have your Americans bought or what?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good for you.
No, planned out.
Are you attacking anybody?
Probably.
All right.
Most likely.
So the Russians, they're still a ways from going to war. Like they need to roll an 11 to get to war, but we'll see how the Germans react to that. Like if they bet that, because they did bet the wrong one on the Americans, and it bit them in the ass. The Americans needed an 11 and they rolled an 11. For that to happen twice in one game, that would harm the Germans here on the Eastern Front, because they could lose their surprise strike then, right? I mean,
Sure.
they could anyway, but because the Russians can declare war, but I don't think they're going to declare war when they're still 11 away. It'd be different if they were 5 or 6 away, right? But I mean, that could be 4 rolls, you know, if they were bad rolls, three or 4 of them, right? Anyway, the Germans have lots of heavy stuff. Like, what did we say they had?
They're 10 medium tanks.
10 medium tanks, and 1, 2, 3,
Equivalent of
4,
mechanized.
5. No, they've only got 5 mechs there. They have less because they lost a few over the rounds.
4, 5, 6, at least 6 or 7 I count. 7 there, yes, at least 7 or 8.
No, I don't think there's that many. But anyway,
Yeah.
he's got lots of mechanized units in there, but he's also got the Americans at war, and he can't forget about the Western Front, right? So, you know, if he could just drop everything he has there, then he's got the drop on the Russians, I think. But he can't, so. Because remember, there's a couple of things that happen when these guys go to war, right? Like Germany can do a surprise strike against them, so that every one of the Russians is -1 and every one of the Germans is +1. They get 1 round of that, and or no, sorry, they get that for a whole turn. So that's devastating against the Russians. That's why, as the Russians, you try not to put everything right up on the border, right? But I want to put some there so that to draw him in and to hopefully take down some hits from him, right? I don't want him to just steamroll in. So when he does, then he's +1 and I'm -1. Or if I declare war on him before that happens, then he loses the surprise, and that doesn't happen. And another thing that happens is the turn after Russia goes to war with a major power, all Russian ground units cost 1 IPP cheaper. So that could happen next turn, or it could happen the turn after. So look, if I get $50, like buying $2 infantry and $1 militia, you know, $3 armors and $5 medium tanks, that's what I'll be doing. You won't catch me buying any boats that turn.
You sure? I think you should.
It's all ground units. Anyway, so that's what's happening over there. And Britain was tapping her pretty cool. They got Scotland back over here. The Canadians took it back for them. You're welcome.
They were industrial
They
bombed.
went over there to get a spot of tea. Here's their transport. There they are.
And they were industrial
They're
bombed
such
with
nice
7,
guys.
and it was
And
repaired.
you're watching them with their seaplane, and they got their little carrier out there. Those Canadians are so nice. Anyway, he's buying for the Americans, and he's got attack transport. So if he doesn't buy 5 of those, I don't know what's going on in his head. He needs to get some boots on the ground. So we'll see what happens. I'll come back at the end of the turn. So we're just finishing up for tonight. The KMT is just putting a bunch of shit on. The Americans, yeah, they got lots of money. So you got a nice little fleet over here. This isn't all of it though. They got a couple of carriers with fighter and a attack on each of them. You got a couple of 3 destroyers in there, 2 heavy carriers, 2 battleships. One of them's damaged, but he's sitting at a dockyard, so that damage will repair at the beginning of his turn. But nothing on the land, curiously though. Nothing up there, right? Those 3 subs over there, those are super subs. They don't have any markings on them just yet, so anyway. and Japan hasn't done anything. Let me just go to the other side for the Americans over here. So they came in with that medium bomber and that tactical bomber there, and if you remember, the Italians went after Greece, right? Well, their boats were right here. There was a heavy carrier or heavy cruiser, sorry, and 2 transports, and so those planes came over and took them out. Actually, no, it was a tactical bomber and a fighter. They lost the fighter, but they managed to kill 3 boats, so they were still ahead of the game there. And the Americans have started moving some of their stuff from here, moving it up. Let me just take you up behind the States here. That'll probably give you the best look at what's in there. I'll let it sit here for a second because it's hard to see. Another thing that finally happened, this is I think the 3rd or 4th roll. They finally got their minority here. Like there's a bias against the minorities back in the 1940s, right? So you have to roll to see if they'll let them in the war, let them participate in. So they managed to get the women at work, which means the factory production in the home country goes up. Like for instance, the major factories, I think there's 6, and minor factories are 2. Mediums are probably 4. I'm not sure though. But anyway, so that women at work is the first minority at war that he's been able to actually keep. But he did have some other good ones. He had the code talkers, and that got away from him. Anyway, so the KMT. So he's kind of like the Japanese are finally in range of the KMT. Like up in Manchuria, they're blocked by the warlord. The KMT can't get through there. So if they were to attack the warlord just to get through there, then all the other warlords for that faction would go to the CCP. So they didn't want to do that. But now the Japanese are down in Hong Kong. So the Chinese are moving down there because the Chinese are allowed to attack Hong Kong. They consider Hong Kong to be a part of China, as they do today. We can see what's going on there now. Anyway, I think we're just going to leave it there for tonight. And we're going to come back on Sunday and hopefully play 2 rounds, maybe 3. And let me smooth this around there. Hopefully play 2 rounds or 3. And then I can put this video up. So we'll see you Sunday.